unbothered, unleashed, and totally unscripted. It's Beyond the Roar with football head coach Eddie George.
Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Roar with me, Coach Eddie George. I'm with my defensive coordinator and good friend, Brandon Fisher. All right, Brandon, let's start it off, man. What did you think when you first heard that I wanted to be a head coach?
Honestly, first thing, didn't believe it. Just the way the whole profession is. Like, you kind of
Right.
become jaded until things are signed and delivered. Like, you don't believe it until it's happened. So it was brought up, and, hey, there's potential here. This thing may happen. Start talking about staffing. He's like, it sounds great. It sounds like a dream come true, but until this thing is signed and delivered, like, I'm not getting my hopes up, because there's been a lot of ups and downs in the profession over the years where you get your hopes up that this is going to happen, and then they don't come true. So it's, hey, keep your powder dry, and let's see what happens if this thing shakes out.
Right.
And then we had the conversation out there at the farm, and it was like, wow, this may
Yeah,
happen.
I know.
Yeah.
I keep pinching myself. Like, I remember watching you on the sidelines at the our facility at Baptist Sports as a baby, and little did I know that we'll be working together in this capacity.
Calling you boss now.
It's crazy. It's crazy. How did you get into coaching? I know how you got into it, but why did you decide to get into coaching after you finished your playing days at Montana State?
It's one of those that, and I got to go back. That's like me calling you Michigan State or something. Michigan.
Montana.
University of Montana.
Oh,
I got to get you there.
All right.
University of. But no, it's one of those, you was raised in a locker room. You're a coach's kid, and it's one of those things, it's all you know. It's your passion. It's what you love. I mean, you grow up around it. And incredibly lucky, played college football and had a chance to get in it right off. And, I mean, since I was fresh out of college, I've been coaching all but 1 year. When got fired, didn't have a job. So, I'm 34 years old now and got 12 years of coaching experience, but that's all I've known. It's been my passion. I love the competitive nature. I love being in the locker room, love being around the guys. It's what drives me. So it's a really cool way to make a living.
Does any of your coaching style come from your father's influence?
Yeah,
in what way?
I feel like I've been lucky. I've got a lot of really good mentors. I mean, starting with him, and I had a chance, from, you said 5, 6, 8, 10, 12 years old, I got to sit on that behind that other door and see that other side of the game that nobody gets to see. And that shaped and molded a lot of, my beliefs. But then I go back to some of the coaches I've worked for. Jim Schwartz, Gunther Cunningham, Greg Williams. I mean, the list goes on. Kevin Steele at the college level. And you grab bits and pieces of every single one of those and kind of make it all your own.
If you could, real quick, what have you grabbed from Schwartzy?
The attention to detail was big. I mean, he was OCD. I mean, I still remember when I was doing quality control work back then and just getting lit up because all my lines, my blitz lines, didn't touch the same 1/4 inch or 1/8 inch grid line on the page. Like, that's just how he was, and that's something that I've carried on. It's just the attention to detail on things like that. And then his practice habits, I mean, guys ran to the ball for him like nobody I've ever been around. And I think that's the biggest secret to playing great defense is running to the football. You run to the football, you're going to be great on defense. So those two things there.
How about Greg Williams?
The organized chaos, and he was so full of it. Everything he did, it was loud, it was obnoxious, it was all over the place, but it was preaching confidence, and it was by design. So everything he did was organized, and it rubbed some people the wrong way, but you want to be seen. You want to be front and center. You want your guys to carry that with them. So I filed that away. And then the pressure stuff. I mean, he's known as Dr. Heat for a reason. We've got a pretty extensive list of ways to hit the quarterback.
Yeah.
So
Dr. Heat.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember Greg when he was our DC with the Titans and Oilers. My rookie year, we would see every blitz known to man.
Day one, too.
Like all-star.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that.
He would start every single team period where he just blitz all 11
Everybody.
guys. And it was all to send a message. And that's what people didn't realize. It was all about preaching confidence and creating a culture where guys believe. Guys have always played better than they really are for him because he gets that ingrained in him from day one.
And, when I started this journey of taking the head coaching job, I mean, that's the only type of defenses I know. With the Titans and the old Oilers, the 46 concepts, the AFCs, all of that, and it's to arrive with bad intentions.
Absolutely.
And no one runs on the defense. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And that's what I had to have.
Yeah.
So
I still, one of the first things you said is as long as we stop the run, we can give up.
Yeah,
we can give up 500 in the air. So
with no touchdowns.
Yeah.
Ironically, the Rams
Mm-hmm.
did that in Super Bowl 34. I think they had about 400 yards passing.
Yeah.
Only scored 23 points.
Play good red zone defense and
they kick field goals, right?
That's the plan right now.
Hey, I'll take as long as it leads to a win. So of the coaches, coaches or somebody else, what's the best coaching advice you ever got? From who?
I always like treating everybody different under the same set of rules. And I think especially now with the way these college kids are and all the different directions they get pulled, from the NIL to just all the pressure of being a student athlete, you've got to coach the individual. And it's easy for guys to come in here, this is a strict set of rules, everybody has to fit in this box, and you can't do that. You have to treat everybody different under the same set of rules, which means you have to get to know these kids on a personal level. And it happens like that in NFL. I remember stories of Barry Sanders from that whole Detroit staff I was on. Like, you want to get treated like Barry, you play like Barry. You want to practice like. Yeah.
Let's be clear: no one on the planet can ever play like Barry Sanders.
Did.
No, that's different.
But he got to wear whatever he wanted to practice because 2,000 yards rushing, you can do that stuff.
Yeah, he's pretty special.
You really do. You have to apply that to college kids. You got to treat them all different because you don't know what they're going through on a day in, day out basis, and it's easy to jump them for something. You got to find out why.
We touched on this a little bit, but just in terms of the groceries that we have on defense, the TSU Tigers, what can Big Blue fans expect from our defense this year?
The thing has been built around our front. Is pretty clear early on. That's our strength with Day, with Teray, with Ray, TD, Chris Wall. We have a lot of depth and a lot of big guys up front, and that's hard to find at this level. Most college teams are doing odd spacing in this 3-down stuff. It's hard to recruit big bodies inside. We have big, talented guys, so we're focusing around that. We're a 4-down team, and we'll pressure when we get a chance, but we're building around our big guys inside.
So they have the number one defense in the country. That's what they can expect.
I think we can have one of the best fronts in the country. It's an ultimate team game. You got to score points. You got to stop the run. You got to be great on special teams. That's the model. But that's what we expect.
Now, in your early coaching days, have you ever made any critical errors, like, I don't know, send the punt team out on 3rd down or anything crazy? What's the biggest mistake that you ever made as a coach?
I remember it was on a Monday night game my first year in Detroit. I'm a quality control, and I had to signal personnel. And I'm calling the personnel, and we're matching, and they had 11 out there, and I somehow missed it. And next thing I know, it's Gunther Cunningham in my ear. They're in 22, or they're in goal line down there. What are you doing? And that was the first or second game on Monday night. That was a real – and Gunther could cut you down with the best of them.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Wow. You got an earful that night.
And then, biggest thing, just trying to get 11 out there is, that one's pretty glaring. When you have 10 or 12, that one usually stands out. So
yes.
We kind of start there. If we can get 11, we got a chance.
Yes. Well, I'm going to go to halftime real quick, and we're going to, just see if you know a little bit about TSU athletic fun fact. All right, here it is. In 1968, a former Big Blue quarterback became the first African-American quarterback to ever get drafted by an AFL or NFL team. You know who that is?
I have no clue. Appreciate the heads up on these, by the way.
Eldridge Dickey.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Can you believe that, man?
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
That's amazing. It's amazing. All right, going into the third quarter, we're going to shift gears a little bit, have a little fun. I know we're tired to talk. I see you every day. We talk about football,
all
talk
day.
About blitzes, talk about COVID protocols. But anyway, if there was one meal that you could eat for the rest of your life, what would it be and why?
It would be sushi. I absolutely love sushi.
Really?
Yes. That's been anytime we go on a road trip, Anytime we're on the road, I'm gonna try the
California roll, or you go like
I am
octopus,
pure omakase style. No wasabi, no soy sauce. I want it as pure and fresh as possible.
Pure and fresh as possible.
Yeah, so every road trip we'll go on, I'll try and find the best little sushi joint.
So when we go to Canton, that's going to be hard to find great
Cincinnati,
sushi in Ohio.
We played Cincinnati years ago. That probably was the worst sushi I've ever had. It's hard to find Midwest. Like some outside of Chicago, you can't find it.
You know what? Columbus has some good spots, some good sushi. Yeah, I'm telling you, there's a good one. Oh God, it's a chain though. That doesn't really count. But there's a really good sushi spot in Columbus. I mean, actually, there is one in the airport. It's called Eddie George's Grill 27.
Okay, you guys have a California roll on the menu?
And one California roll
and
shrimp,
fried shrimp, something.
Yeah,
shrimp
the
basket.
crunch. Yeah,
perfect.
What has been your greatest accomplishment to date?
Greatest accomplishment to date, I would say the first thing that comes to mind is those two little ones.
Nice indeed.
I got a 3.5-year-old little boy, which was the best thing in the world until baby girl came, and that we got an 18-month-old little girl, and being a girl dad, that changes. It changes the world.
You're done, right?
You don't think you could ever love anything as much as that first one until that second one's a girl.
I saw your daughter at a spot in in Brentwood a couple Sundays ago, and she's carrying around these little berries, and she's trying to give it to your dad, feed it to your dad, and
curly hair.
I've always wanted a little girl.
It's the best thing in the world.
Because I know they're
gonna
take
away with
care
anything too.
I wish I had that. I wish I had that. My sons, they're mama boys. They don't. They come to me when they want money, when they want to ride the car, or drive the car, or something. But and that's something I wish I had. What do you have? What are your hidden talents?
Oh man, used to be a fishing guide. I can row a boat, drive a boat up and down a river. I guess not very talented, but
well, I mean, you can hunt though.
I spent 26 days in a tent on the mountains camped above the Bering Sea, so. On a bear hunt.
Yeah. Let's delve into that a little bit. Down 20 days.
26 days.
26 days in the field.
26 days in a tent.
You had to get your own food.
The tent. Well, the day we flew in, that tent was built on 4 feet of snow, and I mean, I don't know. That part of Alaska, the closest town is Dutch Harbor. That's where they film Deadliest Catch. So you're up there. I mean, you're on top of a mountain in the Bering Sea, and all those storms is just.
How did you get out there? They flew you in?
Flew you in, dropped you off.
Dropped you off.
Yeah, it's you and a hunting guide, and you stayed in a tent for 26 days trying to kill a stupid bear, and didn't kill a bear.
Oh, wow.
Just got really cold and really wet and really hungry.
Did you see any bears?
Yeah, had multiple chances, but nothing worth pulling the trigger on. And I went in at like 205 pounds, came out at 173.
What?
Yeah. 26 days.
Oh, you hear that? I mean, anybody want to lose weight, go on this deal.
Carrying a 70-pound pack around in the snow with your food, with your tent.
Wow, that's not something I want to do. I would love one day to go look at great white sharks, and I'm building up the confidence to jump in the cage.
Yeah, no, that water's a great equalizer. If I'm on ground, and I got my
different
feet, no.
animal.
Yeah,
it is like I went down to St. Thomas, and you could swim with the dolphins, and I was okay with it up until the point where it was 20 feet of water. Right?
Yeah, I don't feel. You're not in control. You're not in control in the water.
I can do it if I'm like in 6 feet. It comes by, I'll pet it and all. But 20 feet of water. Like, nah, I'm not doing it. The sea and sharks and whales, that's not me. I can't do it. Now, if you could have gone into being professional in any sport other than football, what would it be?
I've always respected those PBR bull riders. I've always thought that would be like a really cool, intense.
Really?
Yeah, that'd be a cool one, I think. That or hockey.
No, I love hockey.
I love hockey.
Yeah. What position in hockey?
Defenseman.
Of course.
I just want to poke people in the face.
You don't care about scoring goals.
No, you just want to mess with people and poke and prod.
You check them into the boards. Yeah. Yeah. I could definitely see that based off some things I've seen on the floor.
I'd be an agitator and then probably skate and get away as fast as I could.
I could definitely see that. Given the advice that you had, from other coaches, what advice would you give someone like me coming into the profession?
The biggest thing that I've seen being around multiple head coaches is the guys that don't have to stand in front of them every day and let everybody know they're the head coach. Those are the best. The guys that carry themselves as a head coach through their interactions with players, with how you treat janitors, security staff, everybody. Those have always been the best ones. The guys that have to get in front of you every day and prove that they're the head coach, they get tuned out the quickest.
Really? Wow. So I'm getting tuned out? That's what you're saying.
Carry yourself the right way.
All right, we got some 2-minute rapid-fire questions for you.
Uh-oh.
Summer or winter?
Winter.
Of course. You like to go to the Bering Sea and the mountains.
Solitude.
Yeah. What advice would you give to your younger self?
Keep your powder dry. Take a deep breath. Don't jump to conclusions. Let it work out.
What is your favorite sound? Favorite sound.
Say an elk bugling in the mountains.
Elk?
An elk.
Bugling?
Have you ever heard an elk bugle? I'm into some real country stuff now.
Elk bugling and
you listen
Bering
to that.
Sea and
listen to elk bugle.
give me
I
how's
can't
that
even.
sound?
I'm not even gonna try. Like,
is it like a deep bugle?
No, it's
or
like a high pitched scream that just echoes off of everything.
Wow, an elk, not
That
a
caught you
bear
off
roar.
guard.
That one is a good one.
People have no clue what I'm talking about.
No, I don't. That's
You're gonna look
remarkable.
it up though.
I am.
Yeah,
I am.
all right.
2 more. If you were an animal, what animal would you be?
A mountain lion.
A mountain lion.
Yeah.
Why a mountain lion? Why not just a lion? Like
A mountain lion. They're up in the mountains. Like, they're not sitting in the sun all day.
Yeah.
Kind of top of the food chain up there.
Okay. And last question. What's your favorite cake flavor?
Vanilla. Maybe a little coconut on the frosting, but yeah, vanilla.
Vanilla?
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, you were off the hot seat. Brandon, thank you for coming on, for being my guest. It was amazing. Thank you to the producers for putting on the show. And can't wait to see you next week on Beyond the Roar. Until then, go Big Blue.